This video is going to be very different because, at least part of it, this right now, this is a message to Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall is a strong man, and during a very crappy period of time in my life, his video about winning World's Strongest Man and his journey to get there um, really meant a lot to me. I watched it every day, and because of watching his YouTube channels and some other ones, I've gotten back into exercise for keeps, not just to get in and hurt myself and quit again. Because I truly believe if I continue that cycle of, it's just not good for my health. I'm going to put that very simply. And I think Eddie Hall's got some situation going on, and I think I know what it is. So since we can't talk privately, and it's just my opinion, here goes. Eddie, I'm a big fan of yours, man. I was a swimmer too. Not quite as good as you, and I didn't like it as much as you. The water was cold, wasn't it? I really like the videos with you and Brian Hall working out together. I know you, I've seen some videos where you got like a six-pack and you totally, like, you're pretty much ripped. You're like, the biggest, strongest guy that has a six-pack, basically in the world. I was interested in the idea of you going for the world bench press record. I know your elbow is all jacked up, and I know that hurts, and I know that when you train like you did for the World's Strongest Man for so long, that when you said when you won you were gonna quit, I guess you kept your word. But we gotta talk about something. Your future. I'm concerned, and I think anyone who really knows you and loves you, like Brian Shaw and your wife, probably a couple of the guys in the business, people really care about you. It's easy to feel like a product or like you ain't got nobody. I sometimes refer to myself as the has-been that never was. And, it's half joking and it's half how I feel. But Brian Shaw can out deadlift you like tomorrow. Like he doesn't even need to like specialized train for it. He's ready to beat the world record, and I think you should encourage him to do so. And you didn't have the natural gifts. You had some. You had the fast twitch muscle fiber. You had some of the genetic advantages, but you're not 6'5". You don't have all the advantages that some of the other guys had, and when you give your public speeches and you're like, I saw that one where you were talking to the kids and you're like, training so hard that your eyeball pops out. You got to push it back in. That's what it's about. I was like, dude, Eddie, like, you're scaring them away from the sport, bro. But you're a crazy fucking body, strong man. What do people expect, There should be like a disclaimer. And they should understand that there's like, lifting weights for sports. There's lifting weights, being a bodybuilder, for your own peer group and going to the bar and picking up chicks. There's being a serious bodybuilder. There's being getting into like powerlifting. There's super powerlifting, natural powerlifting. There's powerlifting for real. There's world record powerlifting. And then there's picking up giant freaking boulders and throwing them around, which, is like the highest end shit in the world. Having that friggin' world record. You worked your ass off. I know it. You deserved it. You earned it. Nobody disputes this. Nobody ever will. Um, but right now you're carrying around 385 pounds. And, Brian Hall's worried for you because he's worried what's going to happen to you when he beats your old record, which he could have done the day that you got your record and you know it. And he's held off on beating you because he loves you, man. He's your best fucking friend, But you're his best fucking friend too. And I know it means a lot to you, though. But you got so much. Already got credentials. You don't need to hold him down to be great. You're already fucking great. You're already fucking great, Eddie. Just know this. Know this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the last fucking guy in the world that's gonna lie to you. I'm never gonna lie to you. Part of the reason I'm making this video is Larry Bird got his head caved in by some fucking Neanderthals and the primitive NBA, totally corrupt scumbags. Kobe Bryant faking his ankle injury. Anything for the press. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It's an interactive sport. All the sports are. You're interacting with the media, with the crowd. People like a good story. Larry Bird's dad blew his own fucking head off. Talk about adversity. But he had to push his eye back in too. So I thought of him when I thought of you. I think he is factually the greatest basketball player to ever live. I didn't say he's the greatest dunker, but it turns out that the highest dunkers, a lot of them are white, and they're just training for it. And our society is teaching these kids that they can't, that basketball is for the black kids. They need the sports. Let them have it. And I saw this Arab bodybuilder, and they're totally arrogant. They're straight up villainous, talking trash, and they work hard and whatever. But I'm white. I'm gonna be the king of England, dude. I'm gonna be your fucking king. I'm gonna need you alive and in one piece because exercise is going to be for everybody. It's going to be for everybody, man. And we're gonna put our citizens first, which means all the guys at the bars and underground fight clubs. They're gonna. They're going to be given the tools to get busy and put Britain first. Just like America, there is no Make America Great Again. There's Make America where Americans live. We don't need illegal immigrants in any of these countries. I need you to have your head screwed on straight, bro. You just make more videos. Keep making your videos. Keep making videos. When you did the bench press video, you didn't show yourself bench pressing because the guy that, you were comparing yourself to the guy who all he does is bench press. That guy probably can't squat. You probably can't do anything that you can do, but you didn't want to be seen next to him. Listen, you got to get over that shit, bro. You'll make more money. I'll be, knowing that your life's improving because you don't need to be the best at everything. That guy only does bench press. He bench pressed for 15 years in jail. That's all he did while you were, working, had got a family, and got 10 different events to train for. You got to be really versatile. Like, they'll let people not understand how hard you work or fucking tell them, okay? But if all a guy does is tiddlywinks and you play tiddlywinks against him and he wins and he's a professional fucking tiddlywink player, then you shouldn't feel bad that you lost to that wank that all he does is play tiddlywinks. Nor should you feel bad if you do a bench press video with somebody who can bench press more than you by a long shot. It would be interesting to actually see. Like, you could have shown us that guy bench pressing 700 pounds if you felt like it. You're bench pressing 400 for reps, dude. You're plenty strong. You gotta get this idea that you're not strong enough out of your head. For real. For real. And I do think bodybuilding is a good direction for you, and getting your weight down to like 320 for starters. And if that's something that you bounce down to, then say 300 pounds. Get down to 300 pounds and, do the high reps, burn the fat between the muscles like that Feroci guy talks about. He's got the anvil and the hammer channel. I'm sure you've seen him. He's pretty funny, like you. Teach people, man. Like, especially if you're retired with the sport, like, you have the opportunity to make videos and tell people about your journey. And I know, like, when I try to talk about my journey with MK Ultra, it's like, yeah, and then, I skip 20 years forward because it's pain. It's pain. It's unspeakable pain, man. What I went through was unspeakable pain. I know it's the same for you, just like I know it's the same for Larry Bird. And it's the pursuit of greatness, which is what guys like us need to survive. We need to be doing what we are great at, or we are dying. People who aren't born with that disease of greatness in them, they don't understand that. They don't understand it. But if you, like, show us your old workouts and your initial workouts once you got into the, 2 years into real training, show us what you were doing then, and tell us what you were thinking when you changed your program up, and how when you wanted to get the world record in the deadlift, how you changed your training, like what you did. Like, no professional athletes ever tell the people the truth. They really don't. Like, one guy started to, briefly, like a biceps workout. The only thing biceps can do is curl. Everything that trains the biceps is a curl. You can change your hand position. You can reverse it to, work different parts of the forearm. But curling and pulling is biceps. That's it. But pure biceps is curling. That's it. And if you add the pulling, then it's really back with the biceps as a secondary. It's a compound motion. Teach people about this stuff. Teach people how you got to be so good. Like, your legacy is not just a 15-second YouTube video of you deadlifting that much weight. Your legacy is how you got there, that you dedicated, and I know you dedicated your life to this. Like, I understand what it is to dedicate your life. I really, really do. I assure you. And really, it's like you're driven. You don't even have a choice. Great, a subject, a topic, a lineage, a destiny, something that people become great at. Sometimes those subjects, the history of that just grabs you and says, you are going to be great. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt worse than anyone knows. Nobody's going to know your pain, you know? But you got to do it because the world needs people like you that can be great, that will be great, that will do what it takes. When you're great, you're hated as much as you're loved. And that hurts so much. And you know what I'm talking about because you're great. You know, Kobe Bryant was not great. If he was great, he wouldn't have faked a sprained ankle just so he could be known as someone who fought through the pain. Larry Bird's the greatest there ever was. So check this out, man. Like what if you helped with this? In America, basketball is pretty big. But the understanding is that unless you're, 6'7", you're not gonna probably be very good at dunking a basketball. But yet, for the people who really dedicate their lives to it, and they don't have to have any fantastic genetics, they just have a passion for it. And they dunk 2 hours a day. What if they can't dunk? Then they don't dunk, right? But if you could help us figure out the functional strength, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of watching ball hog, show off, unintelligent people who are not team players play basketball. And I know for a fact, like I've only recently actually seen the proof that Larry Bird is the best there ever was. And I will say right now, there will never be anyone better than him just based on the 50, 40, 90 statistics. But Eddie, help our people. Help them to get that functional strength, Because this idea that white guys can't jump is bullshit. It's bullshit. This guy, he's got a 48-inch vertical leap. Just a white dude, and all you got to do if you want to be able to dunk, and you know this from lifting, if you want to be good at lifting, you got to lift a lot, Oh, I can't pick it up. It's too heavy. Well, keep trying. Keep trying. Well, I can't. Well, keep trying. Then one day you pick it up and you're able to. You understand this very well. It's the same with dunking. And I know you didn't play basketball, and I don't think you have any interest in it at all. I don't blame you. I think you're a bit younger than me. I'm 43. So it's been, since Larry Bird retired, it's been totally fucked up. I can't find the video right now. It's not meant to be, but check this out, Eddie. Like power punching. So if someone wants to get a stronger punch and they look on YouTube, this is what they get right now. Okay, that guy's got some special gym equipment. That might be an okay video. But then we get into actually, this video is not making my point. These videos are not. Well, anyway, it becomes about big muscles, as opposed to, like if you see somebody that's just got huge muscles and he's like, you're just thinking, okay, well, he punches hard because he's a big guy. He's really strong. Like, you could help teach people how to get functional strength in many different ways. And nobody's doing that, The people don't want to share their knowledge. and do it, and they'll love you for it, my friend.